This your boy Stone Thug. And the question today is, do white people do drugs, or do white people do a lot of drugs? Now, I know, I know already, for my white listeners, white viewing audience, this is one of the most ridiculous questions ever put to you. But this is not for the intelligent, educated, informed, casual using, or severely burnt out using, drug using white person that is out there. This message isn't for white people, really, period. That's the question that many inner city, non selling, non using black folks, youngsters, and regular people don't know the answer to. Do white people use a lot of drugs? Do white people sell a lot of drugs? And I know it must sound like a ridiculous question to those groups I mentioned earlier. But the truth of the matter is, excuse me, the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of extremely naive black inner city people out there, as well as self inflicted white folks who are just in denial about drug use in the white race or white culture. Now, this is not a race video or whatever, because, can we all just get along? It's just a factual, interesting point. And that point of view is that there, like I said before, there are a lot of naivete black folks out there. And for instance, I was one of them. Now, I was not under any delusion that white people didn't use drugs or didn't sell drugs. It's just that when you are a young, upcoming, middle class black guy coming up in a major metropolitan city, where I grew up, there was always half and half. Half white people in the community, half white people in your school. It was always half and half. When you generally, when people see people getting into, I would call them sinful type things, or things that were not above board or questionable behavior, you generally notice your own first. So if I saw somebody who was doing something wrong, generally I noticed if it was a black person, because even though in my neighborhood there were whites as well, and we had some bad white kids as well, white adults, you generally noticed your own first, and I'm sure it's that way for a lot of people who are non-white or any other race they're out there. And the reason why I'm asking this question, or dealing with this question, is because I had a conversation with some of my friends, and basically that's what we were talking about. And getting back to me, when I came to California, and the way I grew up, I just didn't see as many whites using, taking, selling drugs before I came out to California, back in Michigan, that I saw here in California. But man, oh man, I was in for a rude awakening when I came to California. I saw white folks using drugs, man. Black folks have a hard time trying to catch up. Selling drugs, my goodness. Whew. Man, they own the pharmacy. That's all I can say. All the pharmacy companies, all the drugs, black folks. I'm talking to you. This video is for you. It'd be a long, hot day in hell before black folks can catch up with white folks using, taking, selling any kind of drugs. Now, white folks, they already know that. But there are some black folks out there that just don't get it. There was such a propaganda campaign out there about crackheads and crack girls and crack this and crack that, that the 80s hit the black folks pretty hard. You heard crack so much, you thought it was anonymous with black folks. Matter of fact, there's still a lot of people out there that associate food stamps and crack with poor black people. When the truth of the matter is, there got to be 10 times more white folks on food stamps than black people. And in terms of crack, crack is a it's a small amount of cocaine much together with other stuff that forms crack, and it's sold pretty good there. And inner city people were hit pretty hard in most metropolitan cities selling crack. It's not pure cocaine. Pure cocaine, that was for those other folks. Okay? And trust me, when I came to California, them other folks was getting down with the good stuff, the real stuff. I mean, when black folks was getting a little rock, they was selling kilos. And I mean, having half a kilo at parties, all kinds of stuff. Oh my God. Now, like I said, this is Stone Thug, and I'm not talking to white folks. Because white folks already know. But for you few naive black folks out there who think that we got drugs on lockdown or anything to do with drugs, I know the prisons are filled with us. I got that. And those who look something like us in one form or the other. But and that's not even a $69 question. Why it's that way? That's a whole nother video. That's what that is. But drugs, I'm here to tell you. Now that this meth in hit, whew, thank God. Well, I won't say that. I'll just say that the meth hasn't hit us as hard as it has hit others. So I don't think anyone should go to jail for drugs. I think drugs ought to be legal. But I just want to get the facts out there. That black folks, that ain't us. Stone Thug, peace.